Hello everybody, Sandy here, aka Montolio, and we're back for a Vintage League, and just had that itch. I'm going to pull out the old Ravagers today. It has been a very long time, and I'm wondering if they could be positioned all right, as we are seeing more control decks come into the format here, like Esper Luris and Blue-Black Luris. I feel like this deck could be a potential good stopgap. We've got 4 stone coils and some hanger back walkers to gum up those frogs that are flying around here. If you guys haven't seen it before, Arcbound Ravager and Walking Ballista quite often can combo for a kill. You just sacrifice all your permanents to Ravager and plop them onto a Ballista for a lethal amount of damage. I've got my favorite card, Steel Overseer, an integral card, breakout card, when I won my North American title. And yeah, we're going to put in a couple new ones here. We got the Vexing Bauble. This shell has never really seen Vexing Bauble. And we're going to have the 3 factories here in place of the 3 missing Urza Sagas. Now, I have no idea how Factory holds up today, and nor do I know how Ravage is going to hold up today. But in the least, we're going to have a lot of fun. And I just really pieced this together really quickly. My sideboard is probably not as accurate as it needs to be, but I think it reflects some of the things that we're looking to combat. I am just completely eschewing null rods and hoping that we can just beat down and gum up Jewel enough to be able to win. So guys, as always, appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to see you in round 1. All right, just a quick amendment here to my deck intro. I did pull out a Pithing Needle and a Soul Guide Lantern for 2 Grafdigger's Cages, I think just to give us a small edge against Oath of Druids. I don't think that's one we completely want to ignore. And yeah, I mean, look, this hand is not fantastic, but it's got some good tools in it. Okay, we're up against Dredge. Okay, well, they do have a bridge from below. I could burn my Serpent or my Hangerback Walker, but I do have an Arcbound Ravager here. So let's see if we can resolve the Ravager before we Wasteland here. And they do have an Icarid, so I feel like I'm probably going to cast a 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent here. Hopefully they don't have Force of Vigor, but that's not super standard right now. Now that the Ravager's in play, feeling a bit better about things, and we can cast a really big Hangerback Walker next turn if everything goes well here. So they actually did have Force of Vigor here. And there's nothing I can do to stop that. They're going to get a bridge token. And I lose my modular. We will not put that on there, no. And as long as they don't have a second Bizarre or Noxious Revival, we do have a chance here. We'll take it. Stone Coil. Well, that's a pretty big old Stone Coil. I'm definitely going to cast that. Yeah. This is bigger than what my opponent's doing. Now, of note, we are behind here. My opponent's going to get an Amalgam here. Hopefully they miss on the Stinkweed Imp. I mean, this is the key, is they miss on the Imp here. And they hit another Imp. Cabal Therapy, interesting. Okay. One of the nice things about our deck is we do have the capability to remove bridges relatively easily between serpents, ballistas, hangerbacks. Yeah, no really good attacks for them here. We're hanging around. For now, anyways. Sphere is pretty reasonable, but I think my focus here is to try and get a walking or hangerback walker in here. And I can't really be the beatdown right now. Okay, creeping shell. Oh, interesting. So they are on old school too, just like me. They're on Dread Return. We're going to have to get that sphere in here quick before they get a Dread Return. That would probably explain one of the reasons why they're running main deck Vigor. Not that main deck Vigor is ever wrong, but it is not in fashion right now. Yep. They should miss on this. Oh, they're hitting themselves, of course. Much better. That was a hell of a card there. Trinister is traditionally very good against Dredge, so... no real attacks here for us. The key to us here being able to win somehow is being able to find a Ravager with all likelihood here. Been a long time since I've tapped a Hangerback Walker. This just brings back the good feels for me. Circa 2017. Unfortunately, we're drawing lands here. We really want to find some creatures. My opponent is now going to start going wide on me, and we don't really have a lot of room to give here. My opponent can just plow in here right now, and it's quite profitable for them. Get me at least 7 damage. They didn't do it. Okay, chills. One Dragon Lord Dramoka. Okay. All right, we're going to need some help. I think it's right about now we need it. There it is. That was the best possible draw for us, guys. Even the Ravager in play, I'm not sure whether it can actually do it or not, but kind of 27 cards. They can bring some number of Icarids in. And it will force me to sacrifice my Hangerback Walker likely sooner than I want. Let's see how many they bring here. And they're going to bring all 4. Okay, so they've correctly identified that this is perhaps the way to go, but they don't have dredgers right now. So that actually is pretty good for me. Yeah, I think this is what I do. I just sacrifice the Hangerback. That would have removed any bridges had my opponent had any. So 5-5. We're going to put that one on the hollow one because that seems pretty profitable. We could perhaps trade with that. Like, I think we might be able to... Well, we can't kill our opponent from this high of a number. We'll pop that there for now. These amalgams are going to keep coming back. So they've only gone through 2 of their creeping chills. That is something to consider here. Do I want to get in front? Do I want to actually trade with this thing here? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice all of my flyers. Because there's no point in actually trading with these things. I mean, this is the world I'm living in. Yeah, we're kind of losing a bit, but... And I think that's it. We need a creature. Oof, what a miss there. So... They have a bunch of creatures coming back. At least 2 amalgams. Oh, they conceded. Or 2 Icarids. But then they're... 1, 2, 3. I can make it 10, 15. And then the next turn I trample through for lethal. But I couldn't attack with everything that turn. Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a premature concession from my opponent. But... Oh, my changes never took place with the Graph Digger's Cage. That's funny. I'm actually really bad for that, you know. I go back and I make the changes and I don't actually follow through with them. My deck is already submitted and I don't pull my deck list out. Okay, so Ravager is traditionally quite poor in this matchup. I definitely don't need Chalice of the Void. I am a player that likes my spheres. I know that they are very likely to have wastelands. But being able to protect my Ley Line of the Void and my needles and stuff is pretty important. I need to cut 5 cards. I do like Wormcoil Engines in this matchup if I can get them to go. Maybe I can cut Inspectors. Yeah, just throw a sphere over there. Let's try this out. This is reasonable. So, Grief can get me here, but I still think I have to do it. Yep, they got Grief. All right. Hmm. I'm vulnerable to vigor doing this with this particular land, but I mean, there's not much I can do about that. We're going to get a 3-ball in. Yep. They really had a nice hand, didn't they? My goodness. All right, well, it is what it is. This is where we're at. So we're going to be potentially buried under our own trinosphere here for a couple turns, and the Ancient Tomb is a risky proposition right now. They hit Grave Troll, which is so unfortunate. That's a good one. It has been a hot minute since I've cast a Mishra's Factory, I'll tell you that much. So they got Icarids now. I'm probably just dead. Yep. All right. Grief is a good card. I was totally fine if I was able to resolve the Soul Guide Lantern there. Yep, I like the way we're set up. I mean, my opponent had a very high roll hand there. Like, they had a Mazar of Baghdad, they had a Hollow One, they had a Dredger in their yard, they had Force of Vigor, like, all the tools that you're looking for. Oh, yeah. It's a nice looking hand. Once again, very vulnerable to Vigor, but if they don't have it and we can resolve our Thorn of Amethyst here, it's pretty much a win for us, but that might be wishful thinking. Let's see if we can get it through Vigor. Nope, doesn't look like it. Still pretty powerful here. Okay. My opponent is low on cards here, so they're going to try and work towards a manual discard, which is absolutely correct. We're just going to maximize as much power as we can here. I realize that I would be attacking with Factory potentially next turn, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay, nice win for us. Okay, rare round 2. We did win the die roll. The problem with this hand is if we don't find another land, it's pretty bad, but I came here to battle. It's risky. We're going to play with a Steel Overseer here. There you go. just basically any other land makes this really good for me. So that was the worst case scenario. But we did find another land here. I mean, let's just get busy, right? Yep. Would love my own wasteland now if that's possible. Oh, that was a really good draw. I think I'm going to start getting in here. Okay, so we're probably playing against null rods here, which is something to think about. Do I want dismembers here? Let's try this out. Null rods are this deck's definite weakness, but they can be beat. Oh yeah, it's a nice looking hand. I likey. First time this league, ooh, that doesn't hurt me. First time this league we've got Ravager Ballista. That'll assist. Okay. Wasteland, please. Ooh, I had one in my hand anyways. Okay. Yep. So we're going to have to deploy this turn. We can't wasteland now. We have to start getting going here. I don't think I want to put out a 1/1 Ballista. I think I do. Next turn I can cast a Wormcoil and Wasteland. Okay, so they have the Wasteland. Yep. And Sphere. Yep, okay. What do they attack with here? Both, eh? They're at 18, so I'm going to take 6, go to 11. I am hitting them for 5. I think I can take this one here. I'm going to leave the Ancient Tomb in play here, because next turn I can cast a Worm Coil. Enters fair, okay. I think they've realized they're not the beat down here. They maybe attack me for 3. No? Okay, so how do I want to do this now? I think I can attack with Inspector. I could probably be more aggressive than this if I really wanted to. It's a question of whether I want to sacrifice my Ravager or not, and I don't think I need to do that right now. Hard not to hit my Workshop there. But I have some really powerful plays with Workshop if they leave it, but they maybe are trying to do an Inventor's Fair line here. They can't do it this turn. Okay. We were in solid control there. Yeah. Now it's this hand I can work with here. It's a bit risky, but I'm going to keep it. Like if the Lotus doesn't resolve, obviously I probably lose, but uh-oh, that was probably the worst thing they could have done for me. Done to me. Must have seen what I'm up to. Uh-oh. All right, well, they're probably digging for a counterspell here. Hopefully they shuffle. They did shuffle. We need a land badly. We did find one. I mean, it was costly. Oh, oops. That was a mistake. I should have cast a 1/1 snake. Not paying attention. That's actually a pretty costly mistake, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. Okay. I'm going to play with the Ravager first, and then, oops. And then we're going to cast a Revoker, and we're going to put it on the Lotus Petal. And there you go. We lost a damage there, but I guess we're... Oh, it's Oath. Yuck. Okay, that is probably really bad for me. Hopefully they don't find an Oath of Druids here. Yuck. This is not the matchup I wanted to see, especially because I didn't get those Grafdigger's cages in my sideboard. What did they find? Force of Will, right? Yep. Okay. I know they have Force of Will in hand, so why don't we do this? The question is, like, how big of a snake do I want to cast? It's a 5. Okay, let's see if I can get it in. Nope, Force of Will. Okay, well, they're hellbent here, and they're playing off the top of their library, and to me, that's not the worst situation. So how do I do this? I go 3, and I just do 1 there. Guess I cast the Ravager here. I probably would have done that differently had I thought it through a little bit more. We're going to go at Narset, Wolf, Narset, my opponent. I don't think I'm going to sacrifice the Mox here in case I draw something really big next turn and I want to attack. So I think I can probably concede that extra damage right now in the face of potentially an extra 2 next turn. And I can still sacrifice the Mox even in attacks. So Oath of Druids is a pretty tough one for me, but I think I'm just going in here and hoping that it's going to work out. I do have snakes in my deck. I can block with Hangerwhack Thopters and sacrifice them to Ravagers. Like there are some tricks against Oath here that modern day workshops don't have against Oath of Druids. Like you can just overload your opponents. I think the card that I missed probably playing the most here would be Metamorph. But I'm just like all in Piddlywink deck here. So let us see. Yes, I like this hand. Hopefully they just have a normal keep. Of course, I forgot about factories too. Is this an oath? It is. And so that just puts us in a horrendous spot. But there's not much I can do about it. I found a land, okay. Oh, no. It's pretty bad for me. Hopefully they have no vigor. Okay. Chipping away here, guys. Would like a Wasteland to be able to hit that Tolarian Academy. I think Oko would probably be the worst card for me here. Of course, the Show and Tell attracts it too. Okay. What can I do about that? Not much. Yeah, that wipes my board. Doesn't do much here, but I'm not going to use the Ballista now because if I don't draw another mana producer next turn, then I will cast a 2/2 Ballista and burn it. We're grinding here. So they can pay for their stuff. It just means that they're not really casting anything this turn underneath my 3 ball. Just have 6. So what are we looking for here? I think the most important thing we're looking for is a mana producer. They can tap both their Moxes to pay for the Pearl. But as I said, they've used all their mana here. Okay, they let the Pearl go. Okay. I will cast that. And I think I'm drawing. Next turn, I got a trick with the Ravager. Be interesting to see if they just shut their Academy off here. Yeah, my opponent has 1 mana, guys, and they did not play a land last turn. Mana producer? Okay. Too bad I couldn't deploy 2 spells in a turn there to make that work, but we're just having trouble finding manas right now. Getting damaging, guys. Ooh, boo. All right. Two more factories in my deck, as well as Saga, which is not as good. If an Oko comes down, I will concede. That's good enough. No, I don't think we need to do anything. I just like the way we're set up here. Yeah, really strong hand. Double Sphere is, and with Wasteland is really good. We got a strong creature. We should be able to resolve one. We're going to bait with the Sphere of Resistance first. Did they consider encountering this? I am going to lead with the Sphere of Resistance here, or the Mishra's Workshop. I did see a strip mine out of them, and if they have it, they got me good, but I want to be able to Wasteland and deploy a Sphere next turn, and I think the risk is worth it. And I think Thorn is probably fine here. My opponent is not casting any spells here this turn, so... Okay, they were able to protect their land. I'm going to draw. My question is this. No, I just got to keep casting spheres, man. Like, if Vigor does get me, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. Oof. Next turn, I'll cast something big. Ooh, they did find a land. Okay. Lava Wasteland here. Okay, now we got some pressure coming down. Oh, interesting. Tabernacle, eh? Getting in for some damage here, guys. Perhaps I'll just sacrifice my ballista here. Okay, nice win through Oath of Druids there. Well, unfortunately, we've paired into the same player who has won the die roll, and this is going to make life very difficult for us because they're on Oath of Druids, and we are likely going to lose based on that. I think, given they know we're on Oath, or we're on Shops, and they're on Oath, I think that we need to mulligan aggressively to try and find a way to play this game. I guess this is fine. It's not good, guys. They're doing what I'm doing, just trying to find a hand that's going to be able to hurt me. Like a turn 1 Oath is just vicious on me, right? Oh, Ancestral, wow. That's strong. That's a way to fix a mulligan to 5, that's for sure, if I've ever seen one. Well, let's hope they didn't find an Oath here. It is show and tell. Tinker. Can't stop a Tinker. Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Can't really beat that. I guess I have Hangerback Walkers. Funny enough, we have snakes too. So we're not just completely dead here. I was thinking we were, but we're not necessarily. This might get a force. It does, yeah, because that's one of the ways that I can beat a Sphinx. All right, well, the good news is that we have 2 turns to find a snake or a Hangerback Walker. And it is possible. That is a dead card. I can't cast that. Okay, guys. Well, let's see what we can do here. Maybe should have sacrificed one of the spheres. We'll do that next turn. All right, see what we can find here. We could bring in Pithing Needle for Oko, but I'm just ready to roll here. Yeah, very interesting that we had 6 outs there to that. And we probably would have won the game had we found one. It's when you're playing this type of deck and you queue into somebody that knows exactly what you're playing, it severely hurts your chances of being able to win. And when it's Oath of Druids, you can mulligan extremely aggressively to try and find the play of getting an Oath in, and it really hurts me. But let's see. This deck is very powerful, so no, we can do better. I think this is good. The Overseer is a card that really gets us going here. It's a tough call. All those creatures have relevance. They held at 6. See if we can resolve a sphere. We're going to need some help here for sure. Okay. I'm going to see if they crack here. Obviously, a Vigor is not great, but two fetches, eh? That does not probably bode well for me. Okay. God, I hope I did the right one here. Nope. so stupid. That really annoys me. That those mistakes happen. Like, that's very costly, right? Yep, vigor. No. Okay. Very costly mistake not getting an attack in there. I hope they just don't jam an oath on me here. Okay. I mean, we're pretty lost here, right? Like, we're pretty lost. Yeah, losing that damage was pretty significant. I guess a Ravager could do this for me next turn. Besiege you and Force of Vigor are the cards I'm scared of here. Oh, Doc Faden. Oh, they found a braid. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty cooked here. It's funny how much versatility this deck actually has against Oath of Druids compared to the other builds. Like Arcabound Ravager just opens up so many different avenues for if your opponent blocks with an Atraxa, you sacrifice the creature they're blocking, they don't gain any life. You can go wide on creatures, you've got ballistic kills in it. Factories, as you saw in the other game I played against my opponent. Now, it didn't end up being enough, but it was a very real threat. I was fighting through an energy flux in addition to that. So yeah, I feel like I like my matchup here. To be perfectly honest with you, I just, as I mentioned, when your opponent knows what you're playing and they're on the play, it is going to be hard for you to win. As I say, not perfect. They're gonna Atraxamia here again, but do the best we can here. I'm not quite ready to concede here, and there's some world where we can find a ballista here, or excuse me, a Ravager. No Archon, yeah. Yep. All right, guys. A little bit disappointing we weren't able to get to a trophy match, but I still like the way the deck performed there. And as I say, you know, my opponent, this doesn't happen in real life or in tournament play where you end up going back to back against your opponents. Now, yes, you can play opponents in tournaments and they see you in top 8 and they know, but in this particular instance, back to back, it's advantageous to my opponent. But we'll see you next round. All right, here we are in round 5, and I believe this player is a workshop player. We did win the die roll, but this hand is not very good. I think I can mulligan this one. Yeah, much stronger. My question is, do I lead with a sphere? I think I do. Like I just like every single one of these cards. Yep, greedy. Let's see what they do here. Yep. Play a Mox? No. All right, that's pretty good. Okay. Probably name Overseer is my guess. They did. A lot of pressure here. Oh, nice. Soul Ring. Okay. Password? Yep. I killed them here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can put them to 1. I don't think I need to. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Where I get punished if they have an Ancient Tomb. But Surprised to see so much workshops tonight in this league. That's the second workshop match I've played against. I mean, leagues are not a reflection of what you're going to see in tournaments, but workshops has definitely been on the decline. Now, once again, they're probably on null rods, and I think that's going to make my life more difficult, but we were able to handle it in the last match. Let's see how we do here. I'm going to gamble. If my opponent has turn 1 null rod, that's bad for me, but crucible, okay. That was a nice draw. Oh, you know what? I've made a mistake there. My sequencing was wrong. I should have had this in play in case they have a dismember. They do too. Yep. Punished, guys. Huge mistake on my part. Yep, just the rust, guys. Like it's been a while since I've played this deck, and my sequencing is off. For the most part, I've played this league pretty tight, but the second I did it, I realized what a mistake that was, because I would have had two other creatures in play here. Yeah, they might have a Golos here, guys, go right into a Tabernacle and beat me up that way, but there's just not much I can do about it. I have to try and get my game going here. Yep. Uh-oh. I don't know that they have anything here. Okay. I got him next turn. Ooh. Now they can go and get something good with their Inventor's Fair. Like, can they do Worm Coil here? 3. No. 3, 4, and that leaves them 3 mana. And I do have a Dismember here. Some massive snake or something? Yep. Ravager, so strong. Now they can go after my Ravager here. I'll just sacrifice my Mana Crypt. This is a hangerback, and Arcbound Ravager is just so fun. So I could dismember this. It's got to be better, right? Now, if they have a dismember in hand, that gets pretty bad for me, but now they can use their Inventor's Fair here. Pithing Needle. That sucks. Do I make this a 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. They can make it a 5 too. I think I just let it go. Getting me with these Pithing Needles. Four mana, so I guess it's just a Nettle Cyst is likely their best thing. I did think about that. It'll be a 5/5. Yeah, probably, maybe losing here. It's close. Them getting that needle on my Ravager was pretty big. Golos, okay. Cannot stop it. Probably get a Tabernacle. This Saga's pretty good too. Yeah, it's tab. Guess I let the Ravager die. Okay. I think they've got this one here. Yeah, nicely ground out by my opponent here. I was feeling quite confident there 3 or 4 minutes ago that we were going to win, but that ballista, that big ballista they cast was really solid. So just another Golos here, I guess. Yeah, another Sustip. Yep, they're as big as me now. Okay, that's a bit frustrating. All right, let's go. This deck is performing too well tonight to falter here. Okay. I do think I'm going to go turn 1 Inspector here. It's a little bit slow on the rebound if it gets my workshop gets wastelanded, but it's not the end all be all. Just get going on some power here. Pass. So powerful, guys. Do I want to play into Tabernacle? I think I'm going to gamble. It's a 1-of in their deck. And I don't have to attack in here this turn. Dismember. Snake, yeah, not bad. Okay. They have 1 mana. Like, how much do I care about 1 mana? Not very much. It's going to gain them a life, but... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Should have played out my Revoker. Sloppy. Gave up damage there. Of course, I will have to pump if they put the block on here. I can't imagine they'll block, but they might. Okay. That was really sloppy, guys. Oh, really? What do I want to put this on? Gonna leave them with the Inventor's Fair here this turn. Hopefully I don't get punished. Very sloppy, guys, but you know what? It happens. I'm tired. Making little mistakes here and there, but I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. This deck has just felt fantastic tonight. 3, 6, 9, 13. So I can't get there this turn, but that's okay. Okay, guys. Nice, clean 4-1. I really felt like this deck had a chance to trophy tonight, but as I said, we played back-to-back opponents, and that can be tough on a deck like this one. But that said, yeah, I feel like this deck could be a pretty reasonable call right now. Like, as I mentioned, it's got some really good tools to it. It's first of all, it's incredibly lean. It's a fast machine. Like you just saw me there on turn 2 belt out 3 creatures, and I was still able to wasteland off of a turn 1 inspector the preceding turn. So it is fast and very aggressive. It's got lots of tools against the metagame. Spheres are always in style. They're very good. The stone coils and the hangerbacks, in addition with the Ravagers, can put up flyers to be able to block frogs. We've got wastelands. Like, yeah, like you see, even my opponent having Crucible last game was not really relevant for several turns because I was just pressing my opponent very hard. But yeah, I mean, look, this deck doesn't need a whole lot of explanation. It's just really, this is just circa 2017 here that I'm playing right now, but it felt really good. And I have to say, factories were actually not bad. Anyways, guys, appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to see you next time.